Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, The Curious One. Today we will discuss about the OPSC main psychology optional and how we decode the whole syllabus in one video. So let's start. First of all, it comes to introduction. First is the psychology as a science is the first how we choose psychology, how psychology is science. Totally we learn from the Pearson book as well as the IGNO material. Use the interdisciplinary approach, how psychology related to other subject also. And the second one, the method of psychology. There are a lot of methods to measure the psychological problems, like components like case study, experimental, quasi experimental method, survey method, laboratory method, field experiment. That's all. And the underlying part was already asked in previous question, so please keep watch very thoroughly. And the third part was the research method and the quantitative analysis. This is a very important and very I think it's very long to study, and you have to find the whole research about to study this all topics, like the methods of data collection, the interview method, observation method, the questionnaire, and the case study. Then this is not ask the numerical method. This is all just method in basically the theoretical part, not the numerical one. And fourth one, the development of human behavior. That's called the totally shortly we say the lifespan of development was all just to cover the whole chapter. You just master of this chapter, like the development of human behavior, like the nature, the origin, and the development, the role of the genetic and environmental factor in determining the human behavior. How the genetical and environmental factor will affect the psychological condition of a behavior of a human behavior. Then the influence of cultural factor and the socialization, how the culture and the society will influence a person's or a human behavior. That's we learn from this chapter 4. Then the influence of child rearing practices and its impact on the growth and the development of child or individual. Like we know the lot of people, lot of children are rearing from the orphanage, and how the parents just how the parents will learn and rearing the child very this is a very crucial for both the child and the as well as the parents. So it's a very important chapter for psychology student. And the attention and perception, this is also very important. The attention, the determinants of attention including set of characteristics of stimulus, like the definition and concept of perception, biological and cultural factor in perception. This is the highlighted part, was already asked in the previous question, so please keep see thoroughly. Learning is the basically the concept of theories like Pavlov and Skinner. It's a very important theory was given by the Pavlov and Skinner. The Pavlov give the theory, the basically that's called I just forgot the name. The Skinner was Skinner experiment on a rat, Pavlov experiment on a dog, classical conditioning, and this one is I just forget about the name. And the discrimination and the generalization, how we just reinforce a child and learner, the modeling process and the learning cognitive view of learning. Thus the memory is a very important. The factual data was already asked in the exam, like what is retrieval, what is 7 plus minus 2, concept of chunking, encoding, storage, retrieval. That the total procedure of memory was asking the examination. Basically we see the nature of nature nurture controversy is already asked in the examination. So let's section B, the thinking and problem solving. This part was a very important part, how we think and problem solve in. Basically we see the lot of child was grasp the thinking very grasp the question very smartly and just tackle it so easily, but some children will face some problems. Then how we solve the children's problem, the creative thinking, the fostering creativity. And the 9 was the intelligence and aptitude is a very important chapter in psychology, how we measure IQ, how we measure the uh, there's some theories, there are some intelligence questionnaires that helps to measure the intelligence and aptitude. The 10th is the motivation and emotion. Motivation, basically the theories and psychological physiological basis of motivation and emotion was comes under this chapter. Then the personality was a broad concept. This is not only divided in this topic, but also personality had a very large and huge topic on psychology books, so you just read it follow thoroughly. The psychoanalytic, humanistic, behavioristic trait type and approach, this is very important. And projective test was also very important. That's why this is always asking in question in previous year. Language and communication, I will say the Skinner and the Chomsky theory was a very important language development, and we will discuss very thoroughly this chapter one by one, so just keep relaxed, don't worry. And the 13 was the attitude, value and interest. Basically this comes under the definition. Then the formation and maintenance of attitude, how we made attitude, will the aptitude is learned or environmental impact on the human behavior, how attitude change a person behavior. So we will learn from this 13 chapter. And the recent trend, basically the artificial intelligence, computer application in psychological laboratory, and the psychological testing was also asked in the exam. So keep follow this channel for more update about the psychology mains OPSC syllabus. So keep follow this channel. Bye bye.